All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, as the NBA's play-in tournament has begun, for the New Orleans Pelicans, they are looking to take the necessary steps in order to not only get to the play-in tournament, but also to become a playoff team. As for the fourth time in the last 5 years, the Pelicans will miss the postseason. Now, Stan Van Gundy just wrapped up his first season as the head coach in New Orleans, and he is attempting to build his foundation in the Bayou. Granted, New Orleans only won one more game than they did last season, but they feel that the future is bright, and rightfully so, because they have a young core, which includes Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram, and we saw Zion really take his game to the next level this season for the Pelicans, as he averaged 27 points to go along with 7 boards. You look at Brandon Ingram. Throughout his career, it's all about his ability to stay healthy. He was able to appear in 61 games this season for New Orleans, and there does seem to be some cohesion with the likes of him and a couple of other former Lakers in Lonzo Ball and Josh Hart. Both are restricted free agents, and I do think that New Orleans is going to go out there and make a spirited effort to retain their services. You look at this team, though, and they need more of a veteran presence. I know that you have the likes of Steven Adams on this team. You also have the likes of Eric Bledsoe. But I think this team, number one, they need more depth, and they also need a veteran presence on this team. And you look at the likes of players such as Dirk McDermott or Rudy Gay, who are veterans who are scheduled to be free agents this summer. Would they be able to provide something for this Pelicans team, a player of that nature? Because New Orleans needs more players who can spread the floor. Zion is a guy who, he does his dirt close to the basket. He's starting to sprinkle in the perimeter game to his repertoire, but he is not a guy who is going to consistently beat you from outside at this point in his career. They got to get tougher. That's the bottom line, is especially at the defensive end. New Orleans was one of the worst teams in defense this past season in the NBA, as they actually were 24th in points allowed. That is not going to get it done. But you look at this team as a whole, the maturation process of Zion Williamson. He has to go out there on a nightly basis and be able to put this Pelicans team on his back. That is going to be a big factor in whether or not the New Orleans can take their game to the next level, because you look at this Western Conference, it's loaded. And for New Orleans, they only finished 2 games behind the San Antonio Spurs for the final playoff spot in the play-in tournament. But you got to say, if you're New Orleans, what can we do to make those necessary steps? What can we do to take our game to the next level? So I think this summer, both for free agency as well as the players looking to improve their overall games, is going to be huge for that, because you look at the depth in front of them in the West with the likes of Utah, Phoenix, Denver, the Clippers, Dallas, Portland, and of course the Lakers. It's going to be very tough for New Orleans to crack that top 6 bracket, so to speak. So that's where the toughness is going to come in for this club. What can they do to make the necessary steps? It's going to be interesting, because you have an old school veteran coach like Stan Van Gundy, and he needs to find a way to mesh with these youngsters. And I think Stan Van is smart enough to sit back and make some adjustments in his coaching style, whatever necessary to bring him up to speed with this young team. But he also has to find a way to challenge this young team to take their game to the next level. This is a very important offseason for the Pelicans club, because they have to try to find a way to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, in the Western Conference. They did make some strides this season. Zion is the real deal, but like I said, what can he and his franchise do to take it to another level going forward? And like I said, on a nightly basis, not periodically, but on a nightly basis, Zion needs to be the man. There needs to be an attitude with this team. There needs to be a swagger. Stop playing games and just go out there and do what you got to do. They have the potential, but it won't be easy in the stacked Western Conference. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you like what you heard, please feel free to click that like button and also subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There is also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.